Who's ready for an adventure?
Good morning. It's around sunrise now. It's a cloudy day though. We had a little rain earlier. In surprisingly high spirits considering I didn't sleep at all last night. Maybe that's why. Yeah. So I'm tired, but you know what? I have some food. Fish tethered. So I know I have food for today. Just had a breakfast of 10, count them, 10 cattail shoots. I'm gonna go see if I can catch more fish, escape from these mosquitoes, and then I will come back, get some fish to clean up for breakfast, lunch, look for lunch. We're gonna say lunch. Anyways, I'm tired, I'm rambling. I had an early breakfast, I'm gonna have an early lunch, I'm gonna nap after I do a little processing of the rhizomes, and see if I can make up for the sleep that I didn't get last night. I expect we might get some rain this morning, so I've suited up, ready for that, just in case. No sense wasting time, I'm gonna get out there. Party over here. Funeral over here. I hate mosquitoes. You want to go for a walk, Roy? Should we go for a walk? Come on, let's go for a walk. Gotta stretch before a walk. Roy. There we go. First fish today. Getting a collection of tiny little baby perch. Barely a nibble. I'm fishing a little inlet right now. There's a creek that comes in up there, and it's weedy with a reasonably steep drop off. Seems to be to 8 to 10 plus feet depth, and so far it has yielded quite a few perch, most of them small, and I absolutely refuse to believe that there is not a top predator somewhere in this little ecosystem. There has to be a pike somewhere in here, a good sized pike that I can catch. So I'm switching over to a spoon. I'm going to try for a little while longer, and if it's not happening, then I'll head back. But like I said, I refuse to believe that there is not a pike in here. It seems too perfect. My energy levels have held up surprisingly well, considering I didn't sleep at all and had a very meager breakfast. That's just got to be credited to the vacation that I essentially had the last few days, where I got better rested and better fed. Got a pike. Not a bad fish. Not a monster. Oh, and it's not hooked well. It's just underneath the gill plate. I want that fish. Don't get off. Whoa! Jumping pike. These fish are not hooked well. None of them are. They're all like just in the corner of the mouth or just under the jaw. But I got him. That will be a nice dinner. While we were out on the day trip the other day with my family, I took the opportunity to gather a little bit of wintergreen. It doesn't grow around here, and it's a nice flavor for wild teas, so I like to get some when I can. It has to be used fresh. It can't be left to dry. So today I'm going to be using up what I gathered, and it's going to be a wintergreen and mint tea. I added that about 5 minutes ago. I'm just letting it steep right there. In the meantime, I have a bit of lunch for myself. I've got some cattail flowers and a few fish. So this morning's breakfast was pretty meager. Just a number of cattail shoots. And those don't take me very far. So I'm definitely going to enjoy this lunch. These cattail flowers are pretty far along. They're more brown than green at this point. And they're right at the edge, basically, in terms of being good to eat, I think. Ideally, you get them when they're green, but it seems to be a pretty small window. So I've been getting them. The first few I had were green, and then they were green with a bit of brown, and then they're green and brown, and then they're brown with a bit of green, and now this is mostly brown with a touch of green. So I don't know if I'm going to be getting any more this season. I'm going to be keeping my eyes open because I do quite like them, especially when they're green. But they might be, the window might be closing. So short window, but got to take advantage of it while it's open. Got to be an opportunist as ever, and that's just the way it is with wild edible plants. They're only good for so long, and then you have to move on to the next plant. I don't think I can even get that down. So these ones might not be any good. Of the ones we harvested, these were the brownest, so I ate them first. I'm gonna try. But yeah. The fish is still good though. Nothing wrong with the fish. That's good fish. This wintergreen mint tea has now had a good chance to steep, and it should be ready to try. And that's really, really good. That's a definite 2 thumbs up right there. Excellent combination with the wintergreen and the mint. That's the first time I've tried it, and I will definitely be doing that again. Definitely one of the best ones that I've tried. Getting comfy. This afternoon's task is going to be processing of these cattails. At least to start on it anyways. Right now I'm just separating into piles of shoots, rhizomes, and garbage. And as much as I'd like to hammer through and get it all done, I really need a nap. So I might call it at a certain point. I haven't decided yet. But I've got this pile, and then I have a separate pile over on the west shore of the island. This is the north shore. So they were spread out to dry. But by the looks of it, I'm hopeful that I will not have to do any more rhizome harvesting. I can cook these ones up, and they will take me the distance. I anticipate I'll likely have to grab some more shoots, but that's easy. Doesn't take too long. Started out as a rather cool and dreary day. Now it's warmed up, or warming up anyways. It's still not warm. I'm wearing 3 layers. But warming up, sunny, windy. I've now separated this particular batch into rhizomes and edible shoots. So that part of the job is done. I'm now going to bring these up. The shoots will go in the food storage container. The rhizomes I'll put on the table, ready to cut up and roast. I still have the cattails on the west side of the island to do. I don't have quite so many over there, but it'll be the same process. Strip away the crap, cut off what I don't need, clean them up, and get them ready to cook and or eat. So yeah, I'm really tired now though, so I'm gonna go have a nap. Good nap. I think I've got a bit more energy. Hard north wind rolled in while I was napping though, which is good from an insect's perspective. The north wind should bring some cold overnight if it holds up, and that'll keep the mosquitoes away. Fingers crossed. At this point though, it doesn't seem wise to try soloing against this wind to get to the mainland, to walk Roy and clean the fish like I normally would. So I think I'm going to take the fish and walk down shore on the island a little ways, just get away from my camp, clean them here, and make myself some dinner, see if the wind dies down. If it does, I'll take Roy to shore. If not, then we're going to be confined to the island for the evening, because this just doesn't seem like a wise choice. It's a hard wind with some very strong gusts, so I wouldn't want to put myself in a bad situation, get out there and end up getting into trouble. So the next step, I'm just going to clean those fish and make myself some dinner. Dinner tonight consists of some fresh cattail rhizomes. And I always forget how delicious these are freshly cooked. I usually eat them after they've been roasted and have been sitting for a while so that I can stretch them out over the days and weeks. But they're really good when they're freshly cooked. I've also got a few cattail flowers, some fish, and I had some cattail shoots a little earlier. So it should be a good meal. I'm also taking the opportunity to cook up about a half dozen rhizomes for tomorrow's breakfast. So it won't be a full cook, obviously, or full rhizome roast like I plan on doing tomorrow. But it will be enough that I have a little bit of substance to start the day, because I really find the cattail shoots just aren't enough. They don't keep me going, and I end up quite hungry by the time I make it to lunch. And as per usual, taking the opportunity to get a little bit of extra warm fluids in me. I'll be drinking the water that I boil the cattail flowers in. My dinner is just about ready. I have a whole bunch of tiny little perch. I'm going to cook them last once it's burned down to just some embers here. They're quite small, and I was worried about them slipping through the cracks, so I put them on a separate grill, and I'm going to put that grill on top of this one. Fascinating, I know. wind's dying down a little bit, so I'll probably take Roy to shore pretty shortly. Do a little fishing, see if I can get some food built up for tomorrow. I do have a couple fish on the stringer right now, but it's always nice to have a little more security. So it'd be good if I can process those rhizomes later on tonight, but I'm not going to be holding my breath. The usual trend is you get less done than you expect. Things take longer than you expect them to, so I'm not going to be setting my expectations too high. You got to set them pretty realistic. Yeah, it's another day in the books, which is a good thing. Keeping the steady march forwards. It was a productive day. I found I had a little bit of unproductive thoughts, wishing I was elsewhere, but I managed to curb that fairly well. I've done a good job of trying to avoid the post-visit hangover that I had when Trevor and Jeremy were here. Like I said, I still had a little bit of it, but not as bad. So, just keeping on fighting the good fight, and one step closer. Good for you. No, wrong turn. Roy, wrong way. Let's go. Come on. Sure where it went to. this month will compare. It's about midnight now, and it's starting to cool down a little bit. So I think I'm going to head in and give it a try. Hopefully the mosquitoes are not so bad, and just with the cooler temperature I think I might be able to hide in my sleeping bag if they are out. I've been out here for a couple hours now, and I think I may have had a little bit of sleep. I'm not sure. I've just been laying in the bottom of the boat and resting my back against the seat, so it's not bad, but it's not great. But yeah, I'm ready to go lie down and see if I can get some real rest.